Hey guys, today we're going to talk about breaking the time for money trap. And to explain that, I'm going to talk about a conversation I had with a client that I've had for quite some time that has done incredible in the network marketing space. She's just done really well there. And just for raw example, she's above this, but let's say she's around 50,000 a month in income. And the reason, network marketing is so amazing is that it does help multiply results, not of just her, but of her entire organization underneath her. And when talking about the breaking the time for money trap, she's done the first phase because not everything relies on her. But in talking with her, we've already set up a lot of other planning. But what's really important and the breakthrough is when you've separated all need to be somewhere for a dollar. So to trade time for dollars. And in her case, I've been working on some real estate investment strategy. And in talking with her, she's like, oh my gosh, if you could get me to where the real estate income paid my bills. So whether or not the network marketing went away or went on for the rest of my life, that I would know that my lifestyle cost would be covered no matter what. I'd be super happy. And what I want to say about that is that a lot of times when you visit like traditional financial planning, it relies on you to go earn money and then invest into a market that is vulnerable at best and hope that it all works out. Where what breaking the money trap refers to, or the time for money trap refers to, is getting involved in things that basically are very safe, such as real estate. There's other things out there. But in her case, as I was sharing with her, what if we designed a strategy where in the next 3 to 4 years, she would pick up minimum 15 properties. And we're in California, but not in California, buy more in the Midwest where there's way better return on investment for rental properties. And from that, just imagine buying them correctly. And there's a lot of great ways to do that these days where the focus isn't on appreciation, it's on cash flow. And in her case, picking up 15 properties at 500 or like cash flow per month would produce $7,500 of sustainable income every single month. And what's beautiful about a program like that is people are always going to need a place to live. And also, as the loans are being paid down essentially by the people renting, the appreciation of the homes, if we stay on a trajectory that we've had of 4% per year, essentially, when you're looking at nationwide, it's appreciating or compounding the growth without any taxes on it because you're owning the properties. And so it's going up. Well, also the value of the mortgages is going down. And that gap in there is the equity that's being created. But in her case, we're focused strictly on what are the best strategies out there to create the most cash flow. And then when we're talking about it, and this goes along with breaking the time for money trap. Back in 2008, 2009, when the real estate market just got bottomed out, The people who were playing for cash flow actually ended up being able to pick up more and more properties, as the people that were only in it for appreciation were getting killed and losing the properties. At the same time, people that had bought more house than they could afford ended up in the rental market, and rental prices have continued to go up and up and up. Now, the point is this: breaking the time for money trap. In talking with this client, she's got great income. She's got a great insurance program. She's got great retirement situations set up. The next phase, and you could argue in her case that as long as her network marketing company stays in business, which it may stay in business forever, it's a great company. As long as it stays in place, she's good. She's broke the time for money trap because she's built an organization that's big and that's essentially paying her quite a bit of money. But she's taken a step further. Now that she's got all that in place, she wants to ultimately basically take 2 steps away from the time for money trap. 2 steps away. But a lot of you watching this are sitting back going, how do I do it? Like, what are the opportunities out there? Well, I'm going to give you a couple of them here. Number one, like in her case, real estate. The beauty of real estate is that you can use primarily a bank's money to fund the properties and continue to acquire more and more properties. Now, there is some downside to it. You do need to get educated in that market space or work with somebody who is. At the same, also you need to, focus when you're trying to break the time for money trap. You want to focus on the cash flow. Appreciation is great, but you want cash flow. And what does that mean? It means the cost of, controlling that property is less than the monthly rents that it's producing. And you want to have some money off to the side because repairs and things do happen. So cash flow property would be, say it's costing $1,000 a month to control, not own, but control that property. You would want maybe $1,500 a month coming in on that property. So a $500 difference. So that's cash flowing. It's making money every single month. That's what cash flowing means. So that's one way. Another way would be, like in her space, she's an expert at what she does. One way she could break another way that she could break the time for money trap would be to package her expertise and sell it to other people and other organizations of how she built what she built, and maybe do some coaching and so forth, but digitize it so she's not, trading time for the money. It's an asset. So to bring it all home, breaking the time for money trap basically involves having assets create your lifestyle, pay for your lifestyle month in, month out, not you trading your time to do it. This is the ultimate. This is what everybody, when you think about wealth, this is what wealth actually is. Now, the problem with like traditional planning is they want you to save your way to that point. And to do that is nearly impossible for a lot of people because inflation keeps going on and on. We can't count on the markets the way we used to. They're not as stable. There's a lot of issues going on. But when you use modern strategy that includes basically the 3 pillars of wealth: tax reduction, leverage, and passive income assets, you go right to the breaking the time for money trap. And it's not like a maybe, it's essentially a certainty because you're playing it the way the game is built. So anywho, the beauty of it is once you break the time for money trap, once you break that, What I've seen clients actually do is actually do way better because all the stress is gone. And a little side note, you've got ball players making tens of millions of dollars in some cases a year that go bankrupt. The reason is they have to be able to perform to make that money. A little bit of sacrifice of some of the money coming in to build assets and break that time for money trap would solve everything. I mean, the fact is, even if you're making 10 million a year, add up what it really costs to live your life, and there you go. That's the number you're wanting to get to. You could be making 10 million a year and your ultimate lifestyle is 300,000 a year. Great, 300,000 a year. That's what you need to build. You need to build a pipeline that will produce 300,000 a year like clockwork with very little risk and very little taxes and all that. It's a strategy. But once you break that time for money trap, you are truly free. Something that really about 1% of the population ever gets to. Not because it's impossible, it's actually possible. I've seen people making 40, 50,000 a year that have broke the time for money trap through real estate, through different business models and so forth. It's definitely doable. It's just everybody seems to be focusing on saving up a pile of money. A pile of money won't save you any more than your job will. Assets that work for you will break the time for money trap. So anyway, super important, and this should be taught in schools growing up, that break the time for money trap is the ultimate goal. It's not being a millionaire, it's not any of that. It's how do you get to a position where your monthly income from assets, it could be real estate, it could be separate businesses, it could be affiliate partnerships, it is more than enough to pay your bills, so you are not trading time for money. You are not trading time for money. That is freedom. That's true freedom. So with that, John Duncan, appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.